Good evening, afternoon, or morning, people. Today we are talking about Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, and we're talking about the fact that he is still missing, still after 8 months. Not a clue, but tips have filed in, and we're going to talk about such a tip, and we're going to bring up and shout out the name of somebody who cared enough to put their boots on the ground and go explore where the tip, regardless of the source, has come in. What we're talking about is Silver's on the scene, and I'm going to pay him homage for the work he has done. I am new to the case and I cannot express an opinion on previous broadcasts that he may have rendered in the past, but what I can talk about is this 27 miles, point 27 from Sebastian Rogers. Somewhere Facebook post showed a possible lead. Why was it credible? Because it did mention allegedly first and last names and other specifics that led to the thought that this could possibly be a real lead. We don't know why it's taken 8 months for it to show up. Trust me, that's very suspicious. But somebody we know, a content creator, took it upon himself not only to go out there, take a look, take a survey, see what he sees, but has since actually organized a search party for that area. So we're going to keep you updated. But shout out to Silver's on the scene.
Sunday, the 3rd of November.
Here we go. 27.27 miles from Sebastian Rogers' home.
Boy, apologize for that. It's very loud. But just trying to look alongside the road here. Is there anything that looks suspicious on the side of the road? And then looking for a place to go down there. I'm not really, what's interesting, you're not seeing much of anything from tires or trash, whereas over there's a ton.
The area is rugged and it is treacherous. Let me tell you, people, this is no place for an inexperienced climber, but if you are a hobbyist, a hiker, a mountain climber, if you have the correct equipment that would enable you safely to explore this area, come on, people, we need more boots on the ground. If you're able, if you're nearby, if you can, or you show an inclination for that thing, if the Adventure Twins are watching now, somebody can help. The history, I found this interesting and concerning. Westmoreland is notable for a few things in its history, including having been an old railroad town and containing one of the smallest railroad tunnels there is. Tunnels. Originally created in 1901 by a state charter, the town was officially incorporated to the state of Tennessee in February 1901. The years that followed, it slowly grew to the albeit small population it had today. In the early 2000s, the Westmoreland Elementary School shut down and relocated to a school closer to the middle and high schools. The building today stands as Westmoreland's Dream Center and is a hub for canned food drives and some Boy Scout activities. Okay, so here we have a railroad tunnel. We also have, it sounds like some type of a food pantry or food can storage center for distribution, as well as some Boy Scout activities. So both of those things are interesting. The town has the smallest railroad tunnel in the world, smaller than the average American living room. It was built sometime during the early to mid 1900s and today is known as Little Tunnel. A mural in town square depicts the tunnel along with a few other notable buildings and places. So that sounds completely sus if you study alternative history and that type of thing. Tunnels have always been, and I'm sorry, but it's always been a bad connection with children, and it still is. I'm not saying it has anything at all to do with the Sebastian Rogers case. I'm just saying these are notable points that I'm finding, and we're discussing these things. Strictly my opinion, strictly things I'm finding on the internet. We're talking about Westmoreland because there was a Facebook tip a couple weeks ago. Apparently, the tip supposedly was taken seriously. I haven't heard of any police or LE going out to the area to search. However, I did find that Silver's on the scene, went out there to check it out.
In Westmoreland, 27.27 miles from Sebastian's home, 251 days ago, somewhere between 6:30 p.m. and 6:30 a.m. 36 weeks at midnight. 36 weeks. Gone too long. Gone too long. Where is Sebastian? We have to find it. We have to find it.
Tennessee, a quiet country setting with rich history tied to the railroad, tourism, and agriculture. And we see some interesting things. Um, I recall that, as I stated, there's been mention, I'm just saying this in an objective way, but there's been mention of the motorcycle life, biker life, Harley life, and everybody knows that bikers love to ride these roads. Time well spent in the wind. What I found interesting is right here in the first paragraph. It says located in northern Sumner County, Westmoreland, Tennessee sits amongst the rolling hills of Highland Rim. With its proximity to nearby Nashville and Bowling Green, Kentucky, our city offers a quiet country setting with easy access to area employment, shopping, and local attractions. So, Bowling Green, Kentucky. I've been to Bowling Green. Right, it's a big Harley destination or biker destination. Um, there's a lot of festivals. It's not far from the museum out there. There's all kinds of things, but like I say, I'm just throwing things out there, knowing that it's actually connected to a lot of rides and that type of thing. So people might be familiar with the area as well because of that.
Uh, so the terrain, the way it is, you have it high on this side, on the southbound side, 231, going down there. This is a little ravine of itself, I guess you could say. And what I'm going to do, we'll do a couple things. I'm going to go back. So what we know is, so I'm probably at 20 right now where I'm at. I'm probably at 27.4, maybe even 27 and a half miles. My marker where I'm standing to Sebastian's home, 3 miles from his home. And now they took the information the other day and they ran with it and came out themselves, notified me because that was very suspicious. As the disclaimer says, everything's alleged, in my opinion, in their opinion, but we were really suspicious that we had a possible body. And I'm not great with distance, but that is probably, I'm more better with a football field. I think I've done that before. That's at least probably 50 yards to that ravine. And it's probably 75 degree slope, if not 80.
Question is, go get him, bring him home. If you know someone who may be holding him, if that's the case, location you may already know. Bringing this boy home, even though for whatever your reasons, we don't need to know him. You didn't feel compelled to do so until now. $175,000.
On X from At Night Intelligence. Everybody, welcome in. It is Tuesday, November 5th, with a little lunch update for you. Breaking news. We have a brand new message on X from At Night Intelligence Agency, bouncing off the one Dog left yesterday. And I'm doing a video also for a little recap of those who have not seen the live, so you know what's going on. This is Crime Time Buzz. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome in. This is for entertainment purposes only. I am sharing some information today from At Night Intelligence Agency and Dog the Bounty Hunter. Any opinions I make are just that, opinions, theory, and speculation. No one is being accused. This is alleged. Friends, we have, according to At Night Intelligence Agency, 2 people confirmed that are connected to the investigation in Oregon. We have hope. We are getting closer to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, in my opinion, and we have hope. And I had to jump on here and share this with you. This is from At Night, came out just a couple minutes ago, literally, on X. After reviewing a tip deemed credible and originating from Oregon, we have expedited our efforts to thoroughly investigate this lead. We have confirmed the presence of at least 2 individuals in Oregon connected to the investigation who will remain. Okay. So it is from Officer Ashley Higgins, Sutherland Police Department. Are you all seeing this? Let me make sure you're seeing it. Okay. Okay. Good afternoon. I am Ashley Higgins with the Sutherland Police Department. And I had a female come into the office on June 27th, 2024, to report a possible sighting of Katie and Chris Proudfoot at Ford's Pond. This is all alleged, and I mean, this is what someone thinks they saw, reporting it to the police, and the police officer is writing a report. Okay, and then someone did a records request and got this, someone pertinent in the case did a records request, got this, and sent this to one of our subscribers who gave it to me. It has been reported. We're all good. Okay, I just want to give everyone a little background if you're coming in. I am Officer Ashley Higgins with the Sutherland Police Department, which is in Oregon, and I am a female. And I had a female come into the office on June 27th, 2024, to report a possible sighting of Katie and Chris Proudfoot at Ford's Pond in our city in March of this year. I took a miscellaneous service report regarding her concerns. The following is my report. On Thursday, June 27th, 2024, at approximately 13:44 hours, I was on duty in the city of Sutherland, Douglas County, Oregon. I was displaying the badge and uniform of the Sutherland Police Department and operating a marked patrol vehicle. B came to the Sutherland Police Department to report she recently learned about Sebastian Rogers, a missing 15-year-old child with autism, in a case out of Hendersonville, Sumner County, Tennessee, and feels with absolute certainty that she had a conversation with Sebastian's biological mother, Katie Proudfoot, and her husband, Chris Proudfoot, at Ford's Pond, located at 382 Church Road in Sutherland, sometime in March 2024. B believes this would have been within the first few weeks of March and would have been on a weekday. Okay. Excuse me. So Church Road, if you want to find Sebastian, go to church. Could it be? B happened to recently come across some videos about Sebastian's story on YouTube and TikTok and recognized Katie and Chris from her visit to Ford's Pond in March. B did some further research into Sebastian's case and learned Chris, Sebastian's stepfather, did not like Sebastian and this her opinion, and was rumored to be threatening to divorce Katie because of Sebastian. Sebastian was reported missing on February 25th, 2024, from Katie and Chris's residence in Hendersonville. Be advised that on this particular day in March, at Ford's Pond, she had been fishing but has trouble casting due to her arthritis, which was apparently evident to some people sitting on a nearby bench because one of them came over to help her. Began chatting with these people, 4 in total, and learned the male and female, she now thinks to be Katie and Chris, advised they were from Tennessee. And the other 2, also male and female with graying hair, said they were from Seattle, Washington. B discovered that Sebastian's grandparents recently flew from Seattle, Washington to Alaska, which she found interesting since the other couple at the pond advised they were from Seattle. B also learned from an unknown source that Katie and Chris have ties to Oregon. B said her interaction with these 4 individuals at the pond was odd, and they seemed to be acting strangely. She is concerned they may have dumped him somewhere in or around Ford's Pond. Which was apparently evident to some people sitting on a nearby bench because one of them came over to help her. Began chatting with these people, 4 in total, and learned the male and female, she now thinks to be Katie and Chris, advised they were from Tennessee. And the other 2, also male and female with graying hair, said they were from Seattle, Washington. B discovered that Sebastian's grandparents recently flew from Seattle, Washington to Alaska, which she found interesting since the other couple at the pond advised they were from Seattle. B also learned from an unknown source that Katie and Chris have ties to Oregon. B said her interaction with these 4 individuals at the pond was odd, and they seemed to be acting strangely. She is concerned they may have dumped him somewhere in or around Ford's Pond. B has since gone back to Ford's Pond and been digging around in the brush and shoreline looking for evidence of Sebastian. B showed me a photograph she took with her cell phone of a pile of Bones fur she dug up in some nearby vegetation that she suspected may have been body parts. This appeared to me as a possum or a nutria carcass. As a precaution, the photo was uploaded to Axon Evidence Server under SPD case. Our agency uses the Vicata surveillance system with several cameras placed strategically throughout the cities of Sutherland and Oakland. Some of these cameras are placed at Ford's Pond. However, I am unable to review from as far back as March. This information was forwarded to our local major crimes team with the Douglas County Sheriff's Office and with the Henderson Police Department Investigations Division.
And when I do that, a couple of things stand out. Of course, the Ford's Pond. That's what we were talking about in the report, where allegedly CP and KP, along with a couple others, approached a particular person, had conversations. Okay. Well, the next thing that stands out when I look at this pond is I go, what's around it, right? And you see kind of a lot of open land. I don't know anything about Oregon, right? But kind of an open, I consider this like flat land, whereas here you see some trees. But before I get over there and talk about this, look at this. Look what pops up. Ladies and gentlemen, look at this. RV. Now here, boom. Okay? And we're not even going to drive it. We're going to walk it. Right? We're going to walk it. So notice when you do this and you map this out, it's going to tell you immediately 1.3 miles. Okay? So you're going to come. Now look, you're coming in the middle of the campground and you're coming down the road and you're going all the way down this road and then right here, right? So if we were to, let's back up and change it just a little bit. What we're going to do is this. We're going to cut that out. and we're going to just mark about, let's just say right here, okay? Where are we going to do this? Right there. We'll put it right there, all right? And we'll direction ourselves back from KOA, Sutherland. There it is. And we're walking again, as you can see, 1 mile. Okay, 1 mile. Now, here's the thing. It looks like this is a neighborhood, so you don't want to cut through somebody's yard, so you probably would have to walk along this road, but it's a mile away. So it's a brisk walk, 15, 20 minutes.